Hi everyone, welcome to my documentary. I decided to do this documentary as my final project for our class, medical anthropology, because I had a moment where my life had changed dramatically, and it's not gonna be the same ever again. For many reasons, but I wanted to show what it's like to experience life from a different worldview, from the view of sitting in a wheelchair. I can never ever imagine what it's like to do it for a lifetime, but I can show you an experience of what it's like to once be able to run and swim and kick and dance and even walk, who is now confined to a wheelchair for even the short period of time that I am, and just kind of the daily routine that I go through and the stares and the comments and the treatment, just kind of showing the experience of what it's like, because my life has changed and my worldview has changed. I wouldn't normally have considered myself an ableist before. I never once made fun of someone who had a disability with walking or who was confined to a wheelchair or any circumstance. I would never make fun of them, look down on them, but I never really questioned my ability, and I never really thought about it, and I took it for granted. And you won't ever really understand until you can't walk what it's like, but I hope to give you an experience with this documentary. You'll see me laugh and cry, and you'll see what it's like to be from sitting in this point of view. And I hope that it finds you in a place where you can learn from it, and hopefully you can draw from this experience. It's a roller coaster of emotions. You'll probably be able to see, and you'll see my triumphs and my failures, but I hope that it does find you in that place, because it found me, and I want people to realize what it's like not only to be in a wheelchair, but to realize that life is very short, and it's hard, and you're gonna wanna cry, and it's okay. I cry, as we can tell. It's gonna want to make you laugh, make you angry, but with all that, it's worth it, and don't take it for granted. Tell people you love them, because as you'll find out later on in this documentary, I could have died in multiple points of my injury, but I made it, and I'm continuing to make it, and I am going to graduate this semester and move on with my life, but I will never forget this experience, and I hope that this documentary helps you. So, here it goes, and enjoy.
I met a prophet, dark as the night. She could see into my soul. Said she'd been watching and had some advice. She said shadows make you whole. A life without pain is a wolf in sheep's clothes. 'Cause if you listen to the lessons that it holds, you'll find the gold. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You all. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. Courage is not being hard. It's time to peel back all of the layers you put between you're meant to be and who you are, and go be who you are. So much disappointment to finally understand that there is no such thing as perfect. We're all simply doing the best that we can, and we have the choice to live or truly be alive. This is your life. It's time to break the shell. Oh, life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You can
Seeing Heather was probably one of the worst things that happened this year, even though there was a lot of drama flying around during that time. They just kind of put everything into perspective, that their drama at school is just little things compared to being injured, being into a car accident. I remember seeing Heather at the hospital, and even though she was scared, I was scared too, but I couldn't really let her know that, because you don't really want someone coming in the hospital being like, oh shit, I'm scared too, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just kind of tried to be there for her at the hospital and just kind of be the strong person that I knew she needed, because usually she's the strong person for me, and knowing that she needed a strong person, that I tried to be the best strong person that I could be for her. Seeing her in a wheelchair, it's, I don't know, like, it's different, I guess. I don't see her as any other person than Heather. She's strong, she's funny, she's independent, and going from not being able to move to being able to wheel around in a wheelchair is probably better, I guess. Her wheelchair doesn't define her. A lot of people give her dirty looks, which I think is probably the worst. Like, what if you got into a car accident and broke your leg and you needed a wheelchair? People shouldn't look at you any different. Like, it doesn't even matter if you were born and you needed a wheelchair. Like, people shouldn't look at you just because you're in a wheelchair. Like, it's not the person that you are. And I just think people don't realize that it's not, the wheelchair doesn't define their handicap. It's not them as a person. Not even the injury, or if they were born that way, does it define them. So I feel like it's just like a lot of hard things that Heather's going through, but she's been very strong throughout it. Like, I don't think if I went through the injury, I would be as strong as her, because breaking your femur is not the, like, it's not the easiest thing to go through, and I don't think I would be as strong as she was. So, go Heather.
My name is Kathleen Perla, and I am Heather's friend. And when I found out that Heather was in the hospital due to a car accident, my first thought is she okay? Is she badly injured? What's going on? Thank God that one of our classmates kept us posted on Facebook, letting us know that she was okay and that she was at Bay State. Well, not okay, but that, no tragic came out of it. So I went to go visit her, and when I went to go visit her, her fiance looked at me, but he already knew who I was. I guess Facebook has this funny way of letting people know who you are without you meeting them. It's funny. But Heather was sleeping, and I was conversating with him, and she doesn't know this, so this is going to be the first time she sees this. And I asked him, like, what happened, and he told me the story, and he had told me that Margot and Enrique had visited her, and that, that they were talking about graduation, and, how she was worried about that she might not be able to walk for graduation, and how that affected her. And, I told her boyfriend, as well as I told her later on in a conversation that we had, that, she was going to walk, that we're going to help her walk for graduation. And, I asked him a question like, how long you guys knew each other, and he was like, they met in a small town, one that he lived before, but he moved out, and they met through mutual friends. So it was cool. And Heather was surrounded by a whole bunch of bears, and I didn't understand what that was. And I guess he told me that he made sure he went to go pick them up and brought them for her, some of them, because that, according to him, that's really nothing compared to what she has in her dorm and at home. So I found that very interesting, that she found comfort in bears, and how I used to feel that way too, like I needed my special bear to help me. But Heather, the nurse came in and woke her up because it was time for her medicine. And she was very shocked to see me. She didn't expect me to be there. And in ethnic and gender studies, we are taught that we are family, and that we have to be there for one another. And I take that very seriously. So I consider Heather to be my family member. Even though we're not related by blood, but we're related in all different aspects. We believe in the same thing, and she's very important to me. And I don't know if you know this, Heather, but like, I was really scared when I found out that you had gotten into a car accident, because my thoughts is, wow, I don't want to go to a funeral, and I'm not ready for this. So I just want you to know that God was with you, and I'm very happy that nothing ever happened to you. And if you need me, I'm here for you. And like I said, I really take it seriously. Like, we are family, and I want you to know that we're family. And, I hope this recovery happens faster than it is. And stay strong. Like,
Then you have to go to one crutch.
Ready? Two more, Chad. Two more. Okay, when you get up there, you're gonna have to hold on so I can turn. Okay. You good?
So, how does it feel being in a wheelchair? Well, to answer that, it's not fun. It loses its thrill within 2 minutes of driving yourself around in it. It gets hard, going out, even to like doctors, places, because people stare, or even worse, for me at least, I hate when people baby me. So they'll say, oh, is there anything I can do to help? And they'll talk to me like I'm 3. And people make comments, it's hard to not get frustrated, especially when you find out from doctors like more bad news that you don't want, and you just want to get better. And it's hard to listen to people sit there and automatically assume things about you or say horrible things. For an example, one of the experiences I had was yesterday when I was coming out of my doctor's office, and I was already feeling really down from finding out some not so good news. Another woman who was in a wheelchair as well was trying to get into her car while I was waiting for my mom to pull up ours, and these people walked past, and they muttered something to do with stupid handicapped people always being in the way, and obviously I said hey, because I wanted to correct them, and they hurried past me, ignored me. Then there's people rolling their eyes, so it gets very, very emotional. Very emotional for me, at least, just because you never know who exactly is your friend until you have to deal with something like this. I've had friends tell me that they don't feel comfortable being around me because I'm in a wheelchair, and I mean, eventually I will be out of that wheelchair, but our friendship's not going to survive that moment. And it's hard because you want to go out, you want to be able to be a normal, college student. Before a month ago, I was doing homework and being an RA and everything like that, and I had to miss a lot of things. Being a senior, I had to miss so many great things, so many award ceremonies that I wanted to be there for. I miss seeing my friends. My family is very supportive, but my friends and, people that I have met through my experiences at Westfield have been there for me as well, and without that support, I wouldn't be where I am. I just got the okay for me to do some weight bearing on my leg, whatever is tolerable. I got that news yesterday, so that's exciting. The blood clot is going down, so that's also good. And the bone's healing very well. Everything's attached and anatomically correct. I'm not going to have any problems with it once it's, fully healed. The problem is we have a new problem. And each day it gets harder and harder to hear new problems because you just want to feel better. And the whole legal ramifications, you just don't want to deal with those either. We found out that I have a calcium deposit in my muscle. So basically what happens is when there's a direct blow to a body part, so in this case my femur, blood tends to pool into the muscle, which builds calcium deposits, aka it starts laying the foundation for bone where it doesn't need to be, which is in my muscle. So it basically prevents me from bending my knee fully, and so it's very painful, and mine's not as bad as many other people. Mine's very lucky. It's probably the size of like a golf ball, so this big. And basically what's going to happen is normally they would give me some medication to help break it down, but I am on stuff for my blood clot, so I can't take that medicine. So now it's down to me breaking it down through PT. So they're going to do some massage on my leg, and then I have to, start trying to bend my knee a little bit more and more each time. It's going to be very, 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 very painful. But that's where the support comes in from everyone, and hopefully I can break it down. The other alternative is if I can't break it down within 6 months, when it's like fully at its point or whatever that it needs to be at, they'll go in and surgically remove it, but obviously I don't want to do that.
Not touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. It's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. cannot fly.